What's up team, I'm former United States Army Ranger Joshua Thompson. Today's video we're going to be covering a guide on T push-ups and beyond for the updated RFT standard. If you guys don't know, the RFT standard for Ranger Regiment specifically has been changed from 58 push-ups to 41 T push-ups. So today I conducted several T push-up 2-minute drills in order to find what specifically works best so that you guys know how you should be conducting your test so that you guys can maximize your score. Then at the end, I'll go over what you guys can train on in order to improve your T push-ups. If you guys enjoy PT improvement tips just like this, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Push-ups were my best score when it came to testing, and that mainly was due to my preparation. A lot of you guys are curious about the supplements I took in order to prepare for RASP and what I currently take. Now, as much as I would love to get all my nutrition out of the food that I eat, I personally do not like to have any potential nutrition gaps when it comes to my diet, and that was especially true when I was about to go through selection. And one thing I was very adamant about was taking creatine. The creatine that I use right now are these bad boys. They're called Tasty Gains. What's great about them is that they're gummies and they're very easy to take. If you're someone who takes creatine and you do the powder stuff, you're probably familiar with how hard it is to take that stuff because it's grainy and you have to chug a lot of water with it. But not only are these extremely easy to take, they're basically like candy, like Sour Patch Kids. Like here the serving size is 3, but guys, I have like 5 of them because they're that delicious. Mainly convincing myself that I could use a little bit more creatine, but mainly it's because they're just that good. I'm about to head to the gym, so I'm taking these. What I also like about Tasty Gains is that they've all passed the third-party testing, unlike a lot of the fitness nutrition companies out there. Obviously, there's a lot of bad info on creatine, but guys, it's one of the safest and well-researched supplements out there on the market. Not only is it going to improve your performance and recovery, but it's also going to help you gain muscle mass if you struggle with that. There is a reason that it is an approved supplement when it comes to RASP. So if you guys didn't know, creatine is an approved supplement you can take during RASP. I highly suggest that you do. Why not take all the advantages you can get when it comes to selection, especially when it comes to a safe and well-researched product like this? What I suggest is that you get yourself a bottle of Tasty Gains, try it out, and I guarantee that your performance will significantly improve. And additionally, it's easier to take compared to its powdered counterpart. You can find that in the link in the description. When it comes to the actual T push-up itself, the number one key takeaway that I found was that pacing is the most important aspect when it comes to performing well in this test. I found that you can't do like the normal test where you just bust out as many reps as possible during the first initial part. Usually in the regular push-up test, I bust out around 40 to 50 push-ups and then I do increments of 5. That is not the case with this test. This test, you have to maintain a singular pace the whole time. And the reason behind that is because the only authorized position is the front leaning rest. And when you're doing all these T push-ups, your shoulders are going to become very fatigued over time. And so the front leaning rest isn't really much of a resting position. You're just putting more strain on your shoulders. So that's why it's harder. I also found, thanks to doing some research, looking at like Gritty Soldier, for example, where he puts his hands lower. I tried that out as well. And that definitely helped. All right, if you put your hands a little bit lower, as long as your hands and fingers are within your torso, I believe, then you should be good to go. You shouldn't have anything to worry about when it comes to the Grater. You can put your hands a little bit lower and still maintain proper form. As you can see in the video from the gym from earlier, I conducted both hand placements and found that lower hand place was significantly easier, so I highly suggest that you guys do that. The other key takeaway is that your feet placement must be a lot narrower because it maintains tension a lot better. You are authorized up to a boot's length between your feet, but ultimately it's going to be easier on you if you keep your feet more narrow. And then one of the major aspects is that I'm sure that you guys are doing this already, but if you are not, you are significantly hurting your score when it comes to this test, is that when you are extending your hands out, you want to make sure you're just sliding your hands across the ground, right? You do not have to maintain your hand off the ground when you do that. You're only hurting your muscular endurance if you do that. So to make the test a little bit easier on you, just slide your hand across the ground or across the grass wherever you are conducting this test. And then this is a tip that you probably are already incorporating already, but because the significant difference between this test and the regular test being pacing, you might fall into the trap of having tension when you're descending, and you do not want to do that. Even if you are maintaining pace, I found it tempting to maintain tension on the descent just to maintain a pace, but you do not want to do this because obviously it's going to hurt your muscular endurance in the long run during this test. But those are my key takeaways. Here is my exact thoughts in the moment in the video that I took at the gym. So that was the first one that I did. The first one, I started off extremely fast. I had my hands a little bit higher position and my feet were a lot more apart. And because I didn't pace myself super early, I burned out way faster. And it really bit me in the ass towards the second half. So I'm gonna take a little break and then I'm gonna implement some of the stuff that I've seen other people suggest and see if it improves. I know pacing will heavily improve significantly on the next one. So yeah, take a little 10-minute break and then I'll take a little break and then I'll go again. Ooh. Okay, well, I just got done with a 2-minute drill again, and this time I focused a lot more on hand position, keeping my hands on the ground, my feet together, and a lot more on pacing. And because I did that, I was able to get a lot more reps, guys, just because I was able to pace myself a lot better. Yes, while I was doing the pacing, I'm more tempted to slow down the rep on the descent, but the more I did it, the more I was able to just realize that I just needed to let gravity do the work, and that helps tremendously. Like, I think I got like 20 more reps because of that, just because I was pacing myself and my hand position. I definitely noticed a difference. So yeah, guys, if you are struggling with your T push-ups, I highly recommend taking the tips in this video seriously, and also making sure you guys train properly. All right, so those are the key takeaways when it comes to the actual test. Now, how can you improve outside of that? Well, obviously, if push-ups are your worst area that you need to improve on in your PT, I highly suggest that at the end of every single workout that you do, you conduct several minute drills as a finisher after your workout. Now, push-ups were one of my best areas when it came to my PT, but my kryptonite was sit-ups. And so because I was terrible at sit-ups, at the end of every workout, I would always do a core finisher. And because I did a core finisher after every single workout, it was within like 2 months that my score jumped from just barely passing to like 90s. Right over the next 2 months, my score dramatically increased. So if you implement something like this in your push-ups, it would not be surprising if within like 2 or 3 months, your score would dramatically increase. And then another thing, one of the best things that you can do for your push-ups in general is that if you are lifting a push day or chest day or whatever your split is, I highly suggest that you superset those kind of sets with calisthenics, with push-ups, diamond push-ups. Superset lifting with high reps and sets with calisthenics, and your muscular endurance will explode. All right, the name of the game to improve at push-ups ultimately is volume. And then finally, the #1 exercise that I believe helped improve my push-ups, vastly improve, is weighted dips. So if you guys aren't doing weighted dips, I highly suggest that you implement it into your push day, because it will dramatically increase your scorecard. That is probably the #1 exercise I consider to improve push-ups. But that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you guys found this video helpful in any way. If you guys found this video helpful in any way, like and share with your Ranger buddy. If you guys thought I missed anything, comment down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.